Welcome to Framing the Lesson. Hi, I'm Daniel Calvo-Montes, and today I'm going to take you from theory to practice. Let's talk about Generation Z, the kids we educate, the ones who will later be our doctors, our bankers, our politicians. They are about 70 million and growing, and is by far the most diverse generation the United States ever had. According to the projections of the Census Bureau, by 2020, more than half of the kids in America will belong to a minority race or ethnic group. While some state that this is the tech-savvy generation, others believe that this is the most tech-dependent generation. This is the only generation that will be incapable of remembering the world out of the internet. Technology is a defining aspect of Gen Z, reason why they are called technology natives. They are digitally proud, and their economic influence, although they are young, is higher than the influence of previous generations. They plan the family vacation, their search for the cheapest hotels and flights, and even make the transactions themselves. They direct their parents to purchase products via Groupon, Amazon, or eBay, and they influence their parents' decision-making via Pinterest, Facebook, Twitter, or YouTube. Parents' access to smartphones has significantly increased Generation Z's access to the internet. While browsing, Gen Z specializes in framing content. Using few keywords to categorize their interest or hashtagging their thoughts, their search bar is the most familiar frame. The fact is, our students are exposed to frames on a daily basis, and they use them effectively. Let's think of frames as filters that help us categorize information, or like file cabinets that help us store information in the proper folder. Kids know how to search online for matter and energy, what is an inference, or who was John F. Kennedy. Framing is the most natural process for learning, which is why it is an effective teaching strategy. Today, we will learn how to frame a lesson using text, ELPs, and our math TEs. Each participant will write a lesson frame using text, ELPs, and TEs. First, let me provide some background on what is framing the lesson. In simple words, it represents the beginning and the end of a lesson. The beginning is the statement of what the student can expect to learn today, and the end is the closing question, product, or task. The product states how the student will demonstrate his or her understanding of the learning objective. Stating the learning objective at the very beginning of the lesson must be a deliberate act. The product or task is also written in concrete student-friendly language, and it provides proof to students and teachers that the objective of the lesson was met. Together, when crafted correctly, they improve the rigor of the lesson. The reason why framing the lesson works is because the students are bombarded with a high stream of information coming from school, home, the internet, their peers, and the environment. They must be able to rapidly sort, categorize, evaluate, prioritize, discard, and make decisions based on information relevance. In a classroom setting, the effectiveness of individual student mental filters can vary widely. Some students have effective filters, while others might only have few. Helping students create these filters is beneficial to all students despite of their cognitive levels. Having additional or more effective mental filters, as they relate to the content, provide a significant learning advantage. Framing the lesson provides the teacher with a clear and concise statement of the original intent of the lesson design. All subsequent instructional decisions should be made in light of original intent. The teacher simply selects activities that will move students from the objective to the product. A properly framed lesson also benefits students by providing a visual cue and ongoing reminder of exactly what they are expected to know and do. Secondly, it provides answers to the time-honored question, why do I need to know this? And when will I ever use this? Students' engagement is directly related to their understanding of the purpose and expectations of the lesson. But what about those teachable moments? Sean Kane and Mike Laird, the authors of Fundamental 5, are firmly convinced that these moments are, first, much less frequent than one would believe. Second, when they do occur, they are much less valuable than what the profession claims. Third, these teachable moments rarely benefit all the student groups in the classroom. Now let's go from theory to practice. To determine our goal, we will look for the text that we will teach. For this purpose, visit the district scope and sequence and choose a text that you will need to teach in the near future. Look for that text in your TE and read it. Paraphrase the text to a student-friendly language and adapt it to the context of the lesson. For example, in this specific case, we will not be teaching decimals and we will not be teaching subtraction, so we need to adapt the lesson for that purpose. To determine our closing statement, we will select an appropriate ELPS, search for the closing activities in our materials that are congruent with the ELPS and the lesson objective, and then we will write our closing task. Finally, reread your objective and the closing task to ensure congruence. If you want to enrich your lesson framing experience, I suggest you visit the Lead Forward Field Guides. This resource will provide you with powerful information for scaffolding and with a broader perspective of each text. To enrich your closing activities, I also suggest you to visit the Lead Forward website and search for Instructional Strategies playlist that provide with a wide variety of engaging closing activities. Now, it is time for you to do it. Good luck.